Hello my friends, this is Bobby D coming to you from Talamban, Cebu, Philippines. I'm having an awesome day in the Philippines today, and I hope you are as well wherever you're from. Hey, today I want to talk to you about, can you breathe? Air pollution in the Philippines. Can you breathe? Air pollution in the Philippines. Now, when I talk about air pollution, it brings to mind the first time I came to the Philippines back in March of 2010. I was meeting my girlfriend at the time. Her name was Lisa. And we got on a jeepney. And as we got on the jeepney, I began to see people come on the jeepney with their hands over their mouth like this. Some girls had hair over their faces, and over their mouths, and over their noses. And some people had surgical masks on. And some people had t-shirts over their face and over their head. I'm like, Lisa, these people in the Philippines are a lot of sick people out here. She looked at me and she said, bad air. I said, what? She said, bad air. I said, butter? She said, bad air. I said, oh my God, bad air. She said, they're not sick. They're trying to keep from getting sick. And that was my introduction to air pollution in the Philippines. It's a problem, folks. Air pollution is very bad here, especially in Cebu and the major areas, cities such as Manila. The air quality is not good, okay? You're talking about dust. You're talking about gas emissions from cars, trucks, motorcycles, factories. And it's all in a congested area, and it causes a lot of pollution. And the problem is, we have to breathe it in. We have no choice. We've got to breathe air, and that pollution is in the air. So you've heard it say that high blood pressure or hypertension is a silent killer. But guess what? Air pollution is a silent killer as well. Because the pollution is in the air, and you breathe it into your lungs. It gets into your system, it clogs up your lungs, it goes to your heart. Those of you that have heart problems, those of you that have COPD, chronic obstruction pulmonary disease, those of you who have respiratory disease, those of you who have bronchitis, asthma, any kind of disease where it involves a major organ, you're going to be affected by air pollution in the Philippines. Okay? So if you're going to come out to the Philippines and you're going to stay here for a long period of time, you got to take caution and precaution to watch out and to help yourself and to prevent you from getting sick by air pollution. For the first 6 months after I moved here permanently in Cebu, I got an infection, a respiratory infection, every month. Yeah, every month. I went to the store and we got ampicillin, and that cleared it up. So 2 or 3 weeks later, bam, same thing again. I was like, what is going on here? And then I realized, it dawned on me, it had to be the air, because I walk a lot. I walk every day. I walk for about an hour and a half every day for exercise. So we were living in Mabolo at the time. And in Mabolo, there's not a whole lot of trees, okay? So you're not getting a lot of clean air out there, okay? So that's why I was getting sick. So I don't like taking medicine. So I got off that ampicillin immediately, and I started trying to find out what could I do to help myself. I knew I was going to be here long term. So the first thing I did research. There's some things you can do to help yourself and keep yourself from getting your lungs from getting congested with pollutants. The first thing, I found out a natural protocol that I use. Okay, and I did research on this. I mix lemon, 2 tablespoons of lemon, a tablespoon of cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of honey, and about 8 to 6 ounces of distilled or pure water. And the first thing I do when I get up in the morning, I drink that, and it detoxifies and soothes my lungs, cleanses it out. Not only does it do that, but I've been doing that for the last almost 9 months now, and I've lost weight as well. It speeds up your metabolism. But since I've been taking it in, I take it about 2 or 3 times a day. I have not had any sicknesses, no congestions, no coughs, no colds, and I feel great. Okay, so that's one thing you can do to keep from to detoxify your lungs from the pollution here in the Philippines. Second thing I did was we purchased an air purifier. Okay, we run that every time we're in the house. We run it pretty much 12, 14 hours a day. It cleans out all of the pollutants in our home and gives us good air to breathe. And we put a scented oil in it, and it makes the house smell good as well. So that helps quite a bit. Air pollution is a problem here, and you gotta, if you're planning on living here, that's something you'll have to deal with. So those are a couple of ways you can deal with it. Now, when you buy an air purifier, you want to buy one that has a HEPA filter. Okay, HEPA is high efficiency particulate air resistance. Okay, basically, the things that are in the air are called particulate matter. Okay, basically the chemical scientific term that means that things that are in the air are composed of chemical droplets, gases and water and liquids, and they're so tiny that we can't see them by the eye, but we breathe it from our nostrils and gets into our lungs. Okay, and that's what causes human beings to get sick from the pollution in the air. So if you get an air purifier, if you take a protocol to cleanse and detox your lungs on a daily basis, you're going to be okay. Also, you need to get exercise because it helps your lungs to exercise as well. Now, when you start taking a detoxifier protocol, like I mentioned, you're going to start coughing up stuff, especially if your lungs are congested, and lungs can get congested very easily. Also, there's a lot of, if you're around people that smoke, secondhand smoke can kill it as well. But when you start taking a detoxifier, you're gonna start coughing up stuff. You're gonna find yourself going to the bathroom more often because it cleanses out all of your major organs. Okay, very, very good home remedy for you. You don't have to go to the doctor, and I can tell you, I have not been sick. Now, one other thing is, if you're planning on moving to the Philippines and you're planning on living here on a long-term basis, make sure you try to find a place. This will help. Make sure you try to find a place that has a lot of trees, because we moved from Mabolo, which did not have a lot of trees, to the Lambat, which is an area that has a tremendous amount of trees and vegetation. So the air is much better here. Okay. So also, for those of you that are moving here, going to be here long term, and I call long term anything over a month, you may want to look at moving to a province area. Now, the province areas have a lot of vegetation and trees, and the air quality is a little bit better than in Manila or Cebu or the larger cities. So that's one thing you can do as well. Air pollution is a problem, not only here in the Philippines, but around the world. Now, when you talk about air pollution, the United States has, I would say, it has a low to moderate rating for air pollution. The Philippines has a high rating, but they're not the worst. The worst air polluted country in the world is India. And now they just took over the position from China. China was #1 for a long time, but India took them over. If you go to India or China, you're going to see the pollution. That's how bad it is. It's like smog or fog everywhere. And people are wearing masks just to get up in the morning to go to work. They're wearing surgical masks. Yeah, it's unreal, folks. It is unreal. But, and you know, you got to take the good with the bad. If you want to live here, yeah, that's part of it. Air pollution is just a part of this part of the world, this neck of the woods. Okay, so you got to find ways to deal with it. I've given you some techniques to deal with it. Hopefully you'll apply it, but don't let air pollution stop you from coming here. If you're a person that has COPD, which is a respiratory problem, or any kind of respiratory ailments, you definitely want to check with your doctor, and you definitely want to make sure, if you do decide to come, that you got prescription medicines, and that you're going to be stocked up on your medication if you do have medication for either heart problem or respiratory ailment as well. All right, folks. This is Bobby D. Oh, at the end of this, in the description of this video, I'm going to leave a link for you. In this link, you can find out what the air pollution quality is for your particular city or country, and you can compare with any other city or country in the world. Okay? And so you can get an understanding. Like, for example, if you're going to move to the Philippines, this particular website will allow you to look up the air pollution quality in any city in Philippines, in any country in the world, in any city in the world. You can compare where you are now with where you're going to go, and then you can make a valid decision on, hey, do I really need to go to that city, or do I need to choose somewhere else to live? Okay. That's it for now, guys. Just wanted to bring you some information on air pollution in the Philippines, and to let you know that, hey, I can still breathe. I can work around it. There's always a way to work around any problem. If you put your mind to it, if you want to do it, you can do it. All right? This is Bobby D. That's all for now. Take care. God bless. Peace.